Okay, and one other thing that I did want to mention about, as I have not seen very many of these on YouTube, I've looked and looked and looked, and all I can find, a lot of them are the ones that are directly from the website, like propaganda, but not really propaganda, they're more propos anyways, but they're meant to sell it rather than it seeming like from a normal actual testimonial. Um, Currently, as I mentioned in one other video, I was also taking a TEFL course, because originally I was trying to do teaching abroad. And I went ahead and signed up for the TEFL course right after Christmas, because I was doing a whole bunch of homework, like research through all the videos. Most of the UK videos I found were like $200, maybe $250. I was trying to think of almost a bunch of the articles that I was reading all clearly said, if the course is over 500 without a in-class practicum, don't take it. I was like, okay, that I get for sure, because I definitely couldn't afford the CELTA course in DC. It's like $2,800, and like right now I was just thinking I just wanted to get something that would add on to my resume, at least to help to get me started. But so eventually I found, also I was thinking that rather than having the course based in the UK, I wanted to go ahead and find one to see if I could find one that was actually based out of the States with accreditation here, so that way I could apply it towards actually teaching even ESL here in the classes somewhere if I went into it with a master's in education. Well, the one I found is called Bridge TEFL. It's based out of Colorado. Normally, let's see, online it comes up as either BridgeTefl.com or maybe myteflonline.com. So there's another program like that you could get it confused with. It's TEFL Online. Anyway, point being, it's called Bridge TEFL is the main company. And the course, at least I found, I was obviously, whether going for the whole 120-hour course, as everybody claimed that's what everybody needed to do, or at least it's the best one to look at, the most professional, when really their 120-hour course is you taking the initial 1 through 13 chapters, then you're taking the Grammar Advisor course, which the website for the Grammar Advisor, as it takes you, it's not part of the main website. It actually is a secondary website that takes you to, that is an insecure website. And that was kind of sketchy for a while at first, because every time I went to that website, I was worried that perhaps there was somebody hacking into my computer, or possibly, you never know. And it just made me very wary of wanting to open it a lot. But so back to, at least for 120 hours through Bridge TEFL, is you get chapters 1 through 13, which is 60 credit hours, and then the Grammar Advisor component is worth 40 credit hours, and then you get 2 intros, one for intro to teaching young learners and one for intro to teaching business English. And the at least thing I found out so far is teaching over the last, not teaching me personally, but me taking the course over the last 3 months as I'm approaching the end of the date. Apparently, the course itself, the 1 through 13, are not bad. They advertise that most people finish within 6 to 8 weeks, and unfortunately, I've had a bunch going on this last 3 months, and it just made it a lot harder with me trying to get into work as much as possible, and actually still being able to do it on my days off, or doing it a little bit after work, or like an hour before work most of the times, because most time by the time I'm getting home, it's like 12 a.m. at night, and so it just didn't leave me wanting to do anything. So I would try to do it an hour before work, like every other day, and it got to the point to where, at least because of the Grammar Advisor being insecure, I just didn't want to keep doing it. And then once I finally started doing some more homework into the Grammar Advisor course itself, the website itself, as you'll see, it's insecure first, and secondary, it looks like it has not been updated since 2008. It's the original format from 2008, so it hasn't been updated at all. Most of the course stuff itself, it's simple and straightforward, and you just take these little quizzes at the end of each section, because it's 4 sections about each type of grammar situation. And then from what I could see, the final exam of that is like 100 questions, multiple choice. They say you only get 3 tries to get past it. I've seen on some other review boards of it that one guy got up to 4, another guy got up to 5 times. But apparently the formatting for the exam is really, really hard to pass, even with a 70 at bare minimum. And it doesn't allow you to print it out. But I found one possibility of help on YouTube, where they were just talking about it. And but the biggest thing is a lot of people struggle to even pass it with a 70 because it's antiquated, or just say old. Anyways, the point being is, because of all the crap I've been going through the last 3 months, I've just pretty much said I'm just going to finish the main 13 chapters, and if I can finish them by this weekend before I go into surgery, then if I feel up to it after surgery, to try to go through the intros. But I'm just mainly focusing for the 13 chapters at this point, because considering that it looks like a actual teaching abroad position for me may not happen for a few years, I could easily go back and do the secondary stuff later when I have more money. And as I'm going to be out of work for this couple of months, I'm going to have to put some costs on my credit cards and then work to pay that back to catch it up. So it's right now, if I can just get this first bit done, then that's fine for me, because I'm not trying to worry about it more than that, because the situation is just not ideal anymore. But I don't want to waste the money that I did pay for it, which, by the way, that at least for the Bridge TEFL, the original course cost for it was $497 for the 120-hour course. After Christmas, they had a special on it, which took off, it was like $100, so it put it down to, I think it was either $379 or $397, and so at least that seemed better. And it's a little high compared to the UK classes, it is, so I just assumed that was because of the US accreditation. So that's why I went ahead and paid for it. So, and even now when you confirm it, now the 3 months later, they've dropped the prices on the packages that you can take. So yeah, to where now it's like $70 cheaper for each one, depending on when they have promos going on. So this was a very long video. Like I said, it was because of the fact that I didn't see very many to begin with, and I just wanted to put a real honest review of a current review of my Bridge TEFL. Oh, by the way, the first 6 chapters, only 2 of the chapters require written assignment, and the last 5 chapters, 6 through 13, it's 7 through 13, require a quiz, and each chapter requires a quiz. First 1 through 5, 1 through 6, whatever, they require 2 written assignments. 7 through 13 each have a quiz and require 2 written assignments. So they can take a little bit depending on if you get frustrated with them. The last 2 or 3, are the ones where it actually brings in potential lesson planning. And I've been looking up on a whole bunch of other websites too. So if anything, for additional help, as everybody says, you could learn all of this outside on your own, and with so many websites for it, you could learn it all on your own. But at least this way it's something. Now, the one thing I did notice also too is with their thing, once you finish the course, you only get a PDF of your certificate free. If you're needing a hard copy, just a regular hard copy, it's like $95 that you have to request and pay for. They'll mail to you. And then if you need an apostled version, it goes up to either $175, I think it was, or $195, which is kind of expensive, but from what I'm hearing and looking up, it's all about the same. It's relative for most of these places that do that, especially if you're trying to teach in Korea or China that are not part of the Hague Convention, as Japan is. So, yeah, I just thought I would go ahead and let everybody know, as I've tried to keep it somewhat line, and if anybody managed to make to this point, congratulations. I did not mean for it to be this long, so I hope it helps. Have a nice day, guys.